But do you not think? Would you not try and work with Drake?
Yeah, but what's that got to do with me smelling good and looking good?
Why?
If one of us have got 20
I'd
allegations,
I'd rather not say anything at all.
But is masturbating cheating? Tell me that.
Masturbating.
I thought you were gonna let it slide. I'm like, wait, did he just say that? Do you man not know wrong uns? Be real.
So actually,
I know wrong uns, bro.
Oh, that's amazing, man. Is that your first time skiing?
Yeah, my first time. I actually didn't get to ski, so I'm not gonna gas it out. But obviously, huh? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Hold on. No, I've seen fucking pictures of you on the
ski Alps.
Again, he always wants it in behind. He doesn't mix up his game enough, and he's like, and also because he's a big, obviously Lascelles is a big guy. He's like,
what did you just say before that? He always wants it.
He wants it in behind. You know what I mean? This?
What's that?
Do you not see?
What's that?
It's my little bullet thing, bro.
I said bullet thing. Pause.
Bullet thing of what?
Pause.
What the fuck? You're carrying a vibrator.
And man carries
bro,
wine
I'm going to
bottles.
Dubai in July, bro. I got to get rid. Nah, I'm playing.
You go back to the Doobs?
Yeah, Ibiza.
What's that?
Ibiza. No, it's a little spray thing, bro. Just because obviously I've got client meetings, ABN, always be networking.
Spray thing?
Yeah, you got to be ready.
What
yeah.
one is it,
the cologne.
A little, yeah.
What
I put
is that, what brand
this is Givenchy, but this is just a little tube thing.
Just to carry
Yeah. Because you can't carry a big bottle in the pocket.
That's cold. How much is that one?
This is just a tenner,
Do
bro.
you sweat a lot?
No, but this is not about sweating, bro.
It's just about always
This is about smelling
Yeah,
like a boss.
Bro,
to be honest, I'm wearing. Do you know what?
Sometimes
No,
like,
you know what? You know what? If I
freed
freed
it.
it, but it's a good question.
Bro,
Okay.
Come on, bro.
Growing up, yeah, my dad was militant on me. He was like, "You stink." Yeah, like literally, like I swear to you, as a son. No, I think I didn't watch BO for a long time.
Okay.
So
He's
that like literally,
bro.
as an 8-9-year-old, I used to play Get Sweaty. And he's like, "You stink. What are you doing?" Yeah. So I think that made me paranoid. No, I'm being serious. That made me paranoid to the point that by the time I started secondary school, I'd be carrying deodorants roll on everywhere, and everyone's like, "Why are you carrying all these bits?" Do you get it?
I've seen a few man do
bro,
this
I
now.
swear
this
to
is
you,
new to
Where
me.
that's come from?
Basically, yeah,
Bro,
but this is only part one. Like you,
No, but I know man that carry around like the chewing gum,
You're gonna laugh,
the cologne,
bro.
like the everything on
Bro.
deck. Look, oh my days.
Oh, you
Roll on.
Yeah.
Are you alright, bro?
But I'm whipping those.
Yeah,
Just in case, bro. Because I had a big meeting today.
Non-stick.
I had a big
Hey,
meeting, bro.
CJ, I'm done with you. You roll around with roll-on, cologne.
Just in case, bro. You
bottle
never
of
know. Bro, you
wine.
never know. Imagine you meet your hero. Yeah. Imagine you meet Drake tonight. Yeah.
I don't care about
if you
smelling
met
good.
if you
Smell
met Drake
good.
tonight,
Don't
don't
lie.
lie.
That's not the
Don't
first-
lie.
What, so you think
Rod,
if I meet
don't
Drake,
lie.
the first thing I'm thinking is, do I smell good?
100% you're thinking that, bro, because he's gonna judge you. But there's two things he judges you on.
I don't
yeah?
care if
First
Drake
is
judges
scent,
me.
second is appearance. Appearance,
Remember,
okay, you might have got that a lot.
Appearance from Drake, I don't care, bro.
So what do you care
I'm
about?
a fan of his music, so.
Oh, okay. But do you not
Anything-
think? Would you not try and work with Drake?
Yeah, but what's that got to do with me smelling good and looking good?
Why?
Why?
Wait. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Do you think Drake, if he meets Ironic for the first time,
He's gonna care about what he smells?
no, but the whole package, he's not gonna be. Let's just say
He's Drake.
hypothetically, and I can't say this
All
right
right.
now, but if you meet Drake for the first time and you're not really smelling the pot,
Yeah.
do you not think you'll go away thinking?
Oh no.
I can't work
If you
with him.
stink, right?
Yeah,
If you smell
free it, bro.
of BO,
Free it.
then people do look at you differently.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I have to be honest.
That's a fact.
If you stink,
What about
that's
bad
a
breath
fact.
though as well? Same.
Same thing, bro.
Yeah.
Same
Same
thing,
thing,
same
isn't
thing.
it?
Which is why I stopped smoking as well, bro. Like, like, bro, I said it to Anton in Dubai. He was just like chuffing. I'm just like,
We're here.
So we
What
just got
happened?
back
Wait.
from Dubai. Partying
Jeez.
it up. Obviously, I was
Wow.
there for work. I don't know about these man.
What
Like,
are you doing there? Is
well,
it
he
like
begged
a
me to
little
come.
break?
He's like, I want entourage.
He begged you to
No,
come.
I
Man
didn't
said
beg.
beg.
He didn't beg. He didn't
I
beg.
know, free it though. You
Yeah.
surprised me. CJ
No,
actually
it was-
surprised me.
It was
I didn't
emotional.
know
man.
he was gonna be there. Obviously, I knew Trax was coming.
Yeah.
I was with wifey out there, and one of my other boys, Alex. We was just all partying it up. And Trax landed later than us, but we was out already when he landed. So he's like, just landed. I'm gonna touch down to the party soon. We're already partying. Trax steps in the dance. I didn't know CJ was coming. I'm getting ready to troll CJ online. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna send him bare beach pictures, blondes, showing moves. Everyone's around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, I see Trax walk through. Next thing I see behind him, Siege. Man's like,
Man, like,
surprise!
Siege.
I'm in the building. I'm like,
Bro,
raw, man came, you
The
know.
reaction was emotional. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I
it
felt
was
like
a
I
different
was.
reaction to my reaction when you were.
Yeah.
When you surprised,
Was it different?
was it different?
Bro, he looked like he'd seen a fucking ghost, man. He was so. It was a combination of anger and surprise, but this was love, bro. This was actually pure love. You know, when
Yeah,
you
it
feel
was.
like,
That's
raw,
nice.
I've actually touched a man's heart, you know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just him; it was like
Emotional.
Lucy and
Even
obviously
the wifey
Alex, the
was
man.
happy, everyone was
Everyone
happy.
was so pleased to see me. I was like, what did I do to deserve this love?
I said, what did I do to
But I will
deserve?
say one thing: I played my part as well over the course of the 3-4 days. It was a fantastic trip, man. I contributed.
Yeah, we done a bit
added
of
value.
Okay.
everything. Like,
Okay.
obviously we got to
Talk
work.
to me.
I got to work. That's the main thing. First of
Definitely.
all, let me get that out of the way. I'm
Shelled
in
it
Dubai
down.
to work and shut down the clubs. We done that.
Chase.
That was
Chase.
tough. And then we went to one of my friends has a beach party on a Sunday, Cove Beach Club. That's
Okay.
probably like one of my favorite motives to do in Dubai. To be fair, it's like a chilled vibe. You would like it, Hugh, man.
What is it? A rooftop?
No, it's not a rooftop. It's a beach club.
Okay.
So it's on the beach, literally seconds away from the beach. Good vibes, good music. It's packed out. Next thing I know, we walk in, our tables at the back set because you know we're with the top dogs of Dubai. You know what I'm saying? We're partying with the big dogs out there.
Big dogs.
Yeah,
Who are the
big up
dogs?
Seawalk, my brothers, and all the team at SJ, all the team out there.
Okay.
Anyway, they got the big table at the back, so we pull up. Yeah, we walk into the table now. I'm seeing that in front of our table now. There's a load of man. I'm thinking, why is there so many man them in front of my table? Like, man, don't really roll like that. Like, and they just sat there like bored, like boring a bit. I'm like, why is the man just sitting there like boring, looking at man? I'm like, I turn to these up like, well, look at these man. These are like, no, you know who that is, yeah? I'm like, no, who is that, bro? That's the Newcastle team, mate. That's the I'm like, bro, I don't watch football like that. So
He was lost. He was like, what's going on here? What? What's a Newcastle?
Oh, so the Newcastle squad are partying here as well.
Well, this is it. So obviously, allegedly, right? Because
allegedly.
we're still halfway through the season.
yeah, but they're allowed to be abroad, no?
Yes and no. Obviously, they must have had like a training camp or something. But obviously, it was international duty. So those that were on the international duty were away.
Yeah.
But the rest were there,
Oh,
and the
no,
rest
it's
is quite a lot.
Great.
It's quite a lot.
And by the way, when we got there, I was like to you, why are they here? Like, ain't it prime time season? You was like, you know what? They're actually doing well right now. They've been putting in a shift. They actually deserve a little.
Yeah.
Last time I heard about Newcastle United when I was watching football, they were like
What, Kevin Keegan and
Kevin
them days?
Keegan and them,
Alan
man.
Shearer,
Like
yeah.
Alan Shearer and them,
Yeah,
man.
they're,
You get
they're
me?
different Newcastle now. But
Yeah.
so obviously I clocked the Newcastle team, and ironic being so humble and chilled was like didn't really care. But Anton and I, we were like, raw, okay,
Gassed.
Newcastle.
You
Not
man
gas,
gas.
not
Not
gas.
gas, but
I
you're
saw
football
you.
fans,
I don't
innit?
get, bro.
Selfies
One thing
in
I'll
your
say about me is I don't do the
fucking
starstruck.
high-top
I don't do the starstruck
No,
thing
you
anymore.
lot didn't. Yeah.
I don't do the starstruck ever, bro. Like, come on, I don't do that. But I'm also a bit like, okay, I'm intrigued. I want to see what they're saying. So, obviously, I go toilet. I see Callum Wilson. I see Jamal Lascelles. They're together. Obviously, Hench Dons. I'm like, yo, what go on, Callum? What go on, Lascelles? I couldn't remember Lascelles' first name, so I said Lascelles. And yeah, they spotted me back. They're like, yo, what are you saying? Yeah, cool. And then later on, like literally about half an hour later, they come up to me. Jamal comes up to me, Lascelles, and he's like, and by the way, he's sound brother. Like, this is not me trying to bait him out or anything, but he's like, yo, where do I know you from, bro? And I was like, obviously in my heart I'm getting gassed, but in my heart I'm getting a little bit gassed. I was like, no, I'm just behind the scenes, bro. I'm behind the scenes. You know what I mean? He's like, no, I know you. I definitely know you.
Yeah.
And then Callum starts coming over as well. They're like, look, these lot are a bit dead. Can we roll with you lot? Because you lot.
Oh, what the rest of the man then?
Yeah. Well, the team was like, they weren't really feeling the team's energy.
Yeah, no
But they
offense
were
to
feeling
them.
our energy.
teams.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, no offense to them.
Essentially.
They were literally just sat there like staring at the pool.
Bro, it was dead vibes,
Okay.
like Nick Pope just looking at the pool, like
Nick
yeah.
Pope.
yeah, Nick Pope because he's injured, isn't he? So he was there as well, just looking at the pool, dead vibes, bro, dead
no.
vibes.
Yeah.
So, and obviously that's fine, bro. You don't need to be best
So they
friends with
brought
your
in
teammates.
They recruited CJ.
They recruited CJ. Literally, they recruited CJ. They
Sensational
were like, "What are you
feat.
saying
Yeah.
later on tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, we're going Club Blue." I was like, "Come
yeah.
through."
Yeah, next thing I know, I turn around and these man tracks Siege and the Callum, big up Callum as well, who's proper cool brother. But like
Sound
them man
brother,
were having
sound.
a full on football discussion debate.
Brother.
I'm thinking this is mad because I don't have a clue what they're talking about.
In depth,
You get me? But it was
yeah.
good. It was good. Like, do you know what? They showed a lot of love and they were proper nice brothers. It felt like they just wanted to chat with man them, like, because the rest of the man them ain't really talking like that. But I said to Trax when we were sat there, I was like, this is what I know of footballers. The one sitting down They have no personality, bro. Like, tell me the top 3 personalities in football right now.
Well, it's probably
Jack
it's Grealish, and then after that, you're probably struggling, to be honest.
So-
No, I'll be real. In the Premier League right now, you're struggling.
I
get
think
it.
that's harsh, man.
Well, who's
Who
a
else has got,
personality?
like, personality?
Who's
Haaland is a personality.
Nah.
Yeah,
He's great.
he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy.
But you know what I mean by
You're gonna
that?
get a clip out of it.
He's not, but he's also very well behaved as well, which is kind of what you want. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to
Yeah.
be on the front pages for any reason,
He's
is
on
he?
the front page day before yesterday.
Was he for what?
Texting while driving. His
Oh, was he?
300 grand Bentley.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, I didn't know that.
A
That's
Rolls Royce Jeep thing. Yeah. Nice one.
naughty.
But is that because footballers A, don't want to get in trouble,
Well,
and B, because are they just limited to just
Well,
like
look-
kicking a ball?
Look at this example, yeah. So we're
Footballers
obviously
get
in
in trouble
Dubai,
all the time.
but there's
No, but that's what I'm saying. They don't want to get in trouble. So is that why they just sat there on their phones at the beach club? Like, I'm not even looking at that girl, talking to that girl.
I mean,
I'm not even talking to anyone.
I think it's a bit of both, though, bro. I think, look, to be honest, like they know that we're in this social media era, so I'm there befriending Jamal Lascelles. He's obviously got to have his like wits about him because I could be an op and I could be like, Jamal Lascelles, he's doing X, Y, and Z, whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously he could sense from the vibes that we're not those kind of people. And obviously, Ironic's there. We're used to like people that have been in the limelight. So I think it's like they've just got to have their wits about them, and some of them are too thick to do that. Whereas now a lot more footballers, they've got a better team around them to say, okay, don't speak to that person, don't do this, don't go here, etc. But yeah, it was blessed vibes, man. Obviously, I had to ask the football questions, had to ask him about.
What were the football questions?
Well, straight away I said, who's better, Saka or Rashford? You know, I had to
No,
ask
he
that
went straight in with
I had
that,
to
bro.
because I'm like,
What?
I'm like, listen,
not-
I'm
Who are you asking that to? Callum Wilson?
Lascelles. I asked both.
Oh, Jamal.
Did you
I
ask
asked
Callum
both.
Wilson?
Yeah, I asked both, bro. I asked
What
both.
did they say?
Do you really want to know?
Well, it's obvious. I can tell by your face. He said.
No, I'm an
Rashford.
honest guy. Obviously, Lascelles is a Premier League defender, so I had to ask him. I was like, who do you think is harder to mark from your experience? Who is a harder opponent? Saka or Rashford?
Yeah.
And I was like, free it. And he was like, well, to be honest, Siege. He was like,
Siege.
yeah, because we obviously started bonding, innit? He was like, to be
rapport.
honest, Siege, yeah, built a rapport. He was like, yeah, you know what? He's like, I've actually always had a good time against Rashford. I've always found it relatively straightforward. He just always wants it in behind. Whereas he's like Saka, he's a bit more of a nightmare. Like he can go long, he can go short. You don't really know what he's gonna do. He's a bit more unpredictable. So when he said that, I was like biting my tongue. I was like, okay. So then I was like,
This
so then I was
man
like,
is disagreeing with the
Innit,
Premier
when the
League
man is
defender.
playing with him.
no. But then I'm like, but he also said, funny enough, he was like Haaland the same. He was like, I actually always do quite well against Haaland. Like Haaland, again, he always wants it in behind. He doesn't
Whoa,
mix up his
why?
game enough. And he's like, and also because he's a big, obviously Lascelles is a big guy. He's like,
What did you just say before that? He always wants it.
He's a
he
big
wants
guy.
it. He wants it in behind. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was about to say he wants it long next, but I'll leave that one. I'll leave that one. But yeah, and then what's it? And then and then I was like, look, Callum, are you actually agree with this? I brought Callum into conversation. I was like, you've been away in England caps with both of them. I was like, what are you saying, bro? And he's like, listen, don't listen to Jamal. Yeah, he said every single training session, Rashford is streets ahead of everyone. Every single one that I've been on, he said he's miles ahead of everyone. I was like, thank you. That's the validation.
Man said thank
I said, thank you,
You know,
Callum.
man that asks someone
said-
a question to get the answer.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
know, but it is very it's telling though, isn't it?
Yes.
From a striker's point of view,
Yeah.
Callum's like, Rashford is cold.
Well,
cold.
I mean, that says something to me.
Yeah.
It's like Callum Wilson is obviously not as good as Rashford, so he's seeing stuff in the guy that he wants to
maybe,
be.
maybe,
he looks
maybe,
up to him.
maybe there is
Lascelles,
that. Maybe
that's the opinion I would go for.
Maybe
really,
there
'cause
is
he's got
that.
to face him against both of them.
Yeah.
Callum,
but Lascelles don't start though. Don't forget that as well. Like he's not.
not regularly. But
Yeah, but I'm looking to be
Yeah.
Lascelles' agent this summer though. I'm already putting in the works. I said, look, holler at me if you're, because I think he might be on the move as well. So yeah, watch this space.
I mean, I think his job at Newcastle is probably coming to an end.
It's definitely coming to an
They
end.
were in the Championship. They sent him on loan to Forest.
Well, he might be going.
Back to Forest.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be.
Are
on
you
the
allowed
cards.
to say that?
Exclusive.
Potentially, it might be on the cards.
Look at Siege with the exclusive.
Breaking
You'd love to see it.
news.
We'll put it this way: me, obviously, Jamal and I, like it's a WhatsApp thing now. So as soon,
Okay.
obviously, United are playing. I don't know when this is dropping, but United would have just played Newcastle United. So
Okay.
I will be messaging him just to say either ha 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 or
A few moments later.
Trippier, good ball, yes! Callum Wilson!
Oh, Oh,
Are you all right? Like, did
Man
you have
said,
to?
"Ha, ha, ha."
Did you have to? So yeah, we're building that bond. But the last thing I will say about this is that he's a sound brother, Jamal. I was asking him what you're gonna do outside of football. What do you do outside of football? What you gonna do after football? Outside of football, he said he's got a few investments, he's got a property portfolio. So he's being really smart with his money, which is what we like to hear, right? In this day and age where people are going bruck. But after football, he harbours ambitions to manage Newcastle one day. You know, he wants to be a
Jamal Lascelles.
why? Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Is that who you?
Yeah.
What's he
Oh, that's
doing?
okay. You'll
What's
take that,
he
Mick.
doing?
No, you'll take that.
Man
So
said
rude.
cut.
Welcome back to the podcast. For the people podcast, your uncle's back in the building.
Come
Back
on.
again.
Come on.
Jeez. Yeah, feeling absolutely tremendous, actually.
Tremendous and
Similar.
brilliant. What the
Similar.
fuck is going on here?
No, because you know what it is? It's Dubai.
That's
It's
what Dubai
Like,
does,
when you
man.
come back, you
Oh,
feel...
there's that energy.
True,
There's that
the energy,
Come
like
on.
it's love out there, and man feels. I went France as well, straight after Dubai, doing up the ski slopes.
Oh, that's
and-
amazing, man. Is that your first time skiing?
yeah, my first time. I actually didn't get to ski, so I'm not gonna gas it out. But obviously, huh? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Hold on. No, I've seen fucking pictures of you on
In
the
a ski
Alps.
outfit, yeah.
In the ski shop.
All right, let me explain, man. Let me explain. No, I didn't ski.
explain.
So basically, what I was doing there was I was promoting a brand. I was working with a brand. They invited me to go to Tomorrowland Winter, which is a festival. It's the biggest festival in the world. Yeah, if you ain't seen it, check out Tomorrowland on YouTube, whatever. But they do a summer one. This was the winter one, but they're doing it in the Alps. So the main whole reason of the travel was to see the festival. But on the side, I had to like create content with the brand. So I was doing dog sledding.
Oh, yeah.
I done a helicopter ride around the Alps, and then I was meant to do ski lessons, but I woke up too late, missed the lessons.
Oh, okay.
You know?
He
Oh.
bottled it.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
He
my own fault.
bottled it.
Slightly, yeah.
It's
He
my
got
own fault
nervous,
slightly.
cold feet.
I can ice skate though, cold.
Oh, you can
Yeah, I got my own
ice
ice
skate
skates.
rollerblading and stuff.
Yeah, rollerblade, I got my own rollerblade.
So you can
That's
ski.
probably cool.
You can
I would
ski,
be
yeah.
cold. Like I was looking forward to it, but I know that I'm gonna go back again. So
Yeah.
I'll definitely do it next time. But the dog sledding was cold. I
Yeah.
know Siege disagreed with
Did you get backlash for that?
not at all.
Backlash. for
Yeah.
what?
The dog sledging, would you say?
Why
was-
would you get backlash? for
No.
Going on a fucking.
No, it
box?
looks a bit. It looked a
It's
bit.
huskies, bro.
No, I'm not sure about it, man.
What do you mean? You're not sure?
Well, I said, would you allow Luna to act as your dog chauffeur?
But she's a little tiny puppy, bro. It's like that big.
Is it? Okay.
Like these dogs, yeah.
So
they
they
were.
looked after properly.
they were-
You think-
they're
you
looked
think that's
after.
cruel, do you?
Percy's not for me, but I've never been skiing, so I don't know how they're treated and what goes
No,
on
they're
behind the
treated good,
scenes.
bro.
Why
And
does- what a load, sorry,
Go
I'm
on.
just fascinated by this. Like, can you explain why you think that's
Well, I
cruel?
don't know, man. It just looks a bit freezing. Do you know what I mean?
freezing.
Yeah,
they're
it looks a bit
huskies, bro.
freezing.
Yeah, but it's, well, that's where they live.
I know, and they're used to it, I guess.
Yeah.
But what's the process of them,
They're
like
wolves,
the
bro.
day to day?
Yeah, they're like
fucking
wolves.
cold.
Yeah.
And they're used to it.
So why did you
Is
feel
it,
bad?
is it the pulling people that you have an issue with?
Well, it's a bit of both. It's that as well.
It's like
100%.
slavery.
Bro, it literally is like you're
Bro,
literally
it's-
just pulling
it's like,
people.
Yeah, but it's 13.
What they're
What
trained to
about
do it.
horses? You got an issue with
I
horses?
don't like horses being
What, horse
treated as.
riding and
You don't
I don't
like
like
horse
that. No,
riding?
I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of that, bro. I don't mind if someone owns the horse and it's like there's a pet and then they
No, but
they
this
compete
guy,
in races.
Yeah, but this guy.
But I don't like horses as like
Yeah, but see,
I'm not a
this
fan
guy
of
was
it,
the
bro.
same.
Sorry,
basically-
what do you like then? What?
No, if you own a horse, that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, but
Like, because
see-
you're obviously giving it love. Do you know what I mean?
No, this guy was
But-
the. He was.
Who do you think owns the horse? The
Not
horses
the
that
not the
race?
individual. Like sometimes you hire horses to like the horse and carriage stuff. You don't own the horse that do the horses and carriage.
I mean, are they not owned by the people that are
No,
No, not if you
No.
hire it. Yeah, no.
hire it from where?
Like, say you want a horse and carriage for your wedding or
Yeah,
something.
like just for a day out.
Obviously,
Yeah,
you don't
but
own it.
The horse is owned by the people that are leasing it to
Yeah.
you, surely. So they're looking after
Yeah,
it.
but are they looking after it properly
Yes.
though?
I mean,
Yeah, anyone that's
what-
looking after.
Well, what
looking
you're
after.
saying is
Yeah.
you're not into animal cruelty. But
course
what
I'm
you're
not into animal
suggesting is that
cruelty.
horses should not be treated the way that they are, and the relationship between man and horse is wrong. It's not. That's nonsense.
As long as they're not treated in a
No, but this is what I'm
inhumane
gonna
way,
say
then
to you, bro.
that's
They're
fine.
a pack of wolves, isn't it?
Yeah.
The dogs, whatever that they were. The guy that was like telling them what to do, telling them where to go. He is there like their leader of the pack of wolves. They look at him like the leader of the pack. So he's trained them from. Like,
do they look like they've got a good life?
They got a great life, bro. They were screaming at each other when I got to them.
Because you don't like the snow?
Why?
Is that what it is?
Why do you feel bad then?
Do you not like? Have you been skiing?
No, I've got no time to go skiing, bro.
I've cracked it. He doesn't like the cold, so he doesn't.
He's not on a cold holiday.
Equating that cold-looking snow.
I guess they're calm. Yeah, I guess they're calm in it. They must be calm,
bro.
Yeah, they must be calm.
It was colder here than it was there. I can't lie to you.
But you haven't said why you feel bad because you keep saying you feel bad.
I felt bad because when I got there,
yeah,
they're shouting at each other. They're screaming. They're doing the howling and that. I'm like to the woman, like I said to Lucy when I'm texting her, like I feel bad. Like these dogs are shouting at each other. I feel like no. I said no, bro. You ain't got a dog, so you get me. You don't understand.
This is what I'm trying to say.
No,
like, I got a dog in it.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt
sorry. Excuse me. Sorry.
No,
I've had dogs.
I know. Here we go. I knew it was coming.
Both of you put together.
I know. I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming
as well. So
I knew it was coming,
bro. This is a joke.
No, but bro, I have feelings.
Dogs are howling. They're fucking huskies. If you had even a German Shepherd, right, it howls. They're like wolves.
Yeah, Luna howls as well.
Yeah, howls.
What the fuck?
Luna howl.
The Chihuahua howls.
Luna howl.
Hey, but listen,
howl.
No, but listen. I said to the woman, why are they screaming? She was like, they just wanna. They feel like they've got adrenaline. They need to go.
Okay.
They were ready to run and bring us, bro.
Okay, fine.
And that made me feel better. I was like, cool, I'm ready.
Fine.
Let's go.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to take that on board. It sounds like they
go skiing.
They have a good life.
Do skiing.
I'm never going skiing.
Sex robots in the future.
Wow.
What's
Jesus.
happening?
Do you fancy a bit of that?
Whoa, why? No, someone sent in our group like a video of this robot, and it's like a sex doll essentially, but it was like the skin was like real skin, like you can stretch it and like you could pull it, like it felt real from what I could see. But they're robots and like allegedly man them are wanting to slam them. And then the future basically. So I thought I would get used lot's perspective.
Now, obviously, me personally, I'm not going anywhere near a sex robot, man.
Well, you're married, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously, but that doesn't change things because I think a lot of married men would still go near a sex robot, right? Or sorry,
in the future,
a female robot, I should say, not a sex robot.
Would you? Is that cheating? If say your partner's at work for 6 months on an oil,
this is it.
Get a little robot.
I don't think that's cheating.
No, it's not cheating.
Okay.
It can't. How can it be? It can't possibly be cheating. It's not a real thing.
Well, I don't know, man. I remember a few years ago watching a documentary on Channel 4 where people were sort of having full-on relationships with their dolls.
But that's called crazy people, bro.
That's people
that are mentally unwell.
Yeah, you got a problem, innit?
People are lonely though. You know?
I know.
I think that's where that sort of thing comes in.
But is masturbating cheating? Tell me that.
Masturbating.
I thought you were gonna let it slide. I was like, wait, did he just say that?
What is it, master?
Man said a master. I'm a master of. Wow.
Master. Is it master?
Bro, it's whatever you want it to be, bro. Man said master.
Bash the bishop.
Master.
Is that
okay, I bet you mastered it, bro. No, yeah. Is it cheating? No, it's not cheating. Of course it's not cheating.
But obviously,
wanking,
I
bro.
think some people would consider watching
bashing
porn and then
that's not cheating.
Yeah,
those are
no,
I think
would definitely
it's
think.
not
it depends on your relationship because
man.
if you're doing it without consent from the wife.
I'm old school, yeah. Listen, it's only cheating in my opinion when your piece enters the woman, another woman that's not your partner's vagina.
So what about messaging and that? That's not cheating.
That's not cheating, bro.
Wait, hold on.
I don't think that's cheating. It's naughty, but it's not cheating.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So kissing.
Oh, okay. I see what you've done there. Yeah, I see what you've done there.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're right. Any base, put it this way. Let's go back to the bases. Base 1, base 2, base 3, 4. You know what the bases are, right?
Yeah.
Do we want a reconfirmation of what the bases are? For the new generation. I'm sure they all know, but anyway, base 1, lips in. Base 2, fingering. Base 3, head, shines, whatever you want to call it. Base 4, sex.
Oh.
So as long as you're not doing any of the basing, you're not cheating. It's very simple. Forget this new school watching porn, emotional texting, all this stuff. Again, that stuff's naughty. I don't even think watching porn is that naughty. You know, if that's
Yeah,
the
I
way
think
you're
that's the
inclined.
least. That's
That's
the
not
bottom
cheating.
of the
That is
barrel.
not
of
cheating.
naughty.
So you wouldn't consider it cheating, or you would be cool with
Yeah.
right, your missus
Oh, here we go.
Watching Jamal.
texting another guy
No.
about her most sort of
Bro.
life challenging problems.
It's not cheating. It's not cheating.
But
It's
you have a
not. It's
problem
not
with it,
ideal.
though.
It's not ideal.
It's not cheating.
It's not cheating.
That's not emotionally. sort of-
Absolutely not. No,
Okay.
absolutely
All right,
not.
so answer
I'm too
this.
secure in
Yeah,
myself
I
to
hear
be
you.
worried about my missus
Yeah.
messaging and thinking, oh, what's going on there?
Assuming, yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Would you say this, yeah, that if you gave us men the choice that we could happily, if we got the pass, we could happily just go on a spree for the next 2 weeks, just basically laying down gal left, right, and centre. We got the pass. If our missus gave don't act coy, don't act shy now.
Yeah.
If we got the pass from our respective other halves to say, go out, smash and dash any girl you want for the next 2 weeks, yeah, I think I can safely say that some of us,
No,
probably most of us.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, you're not doing that?
What? No, bro.
Okay, so respectfully, Hugh, if you get the pass
What
from
do
your
you mean
missus
respectfully?
to
Where's
smash
this
and
going?
dash for the next 2 weeks, go out, are you doing it? Whoever you want. And it's not a trick. It's literally, I see the rest of my life with you, Hugh. I really, really love you. So I want see this as 2 weeks of pure passion that I want you to have where you want, how you
To
want,
let it
with who
out.
you want. Let it out and then come back to me and you must never look at another woman again.
Hugh's doing that.
What kind of relationship is this, bro? What?
It's a hypothetical question.
Yeah, but where's this coming from?
Hugh's taking it. Hugh's doing
Because the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it comes back to how men and women think. And my point is that I think a lot of women I think they might maybe get off with one guy and maybe be like, and it'll be a guy that they've got an emotional attachment to. Is it all right?
What's happened, man?
I think when you plugged in the charger, you pulled out
Oh my god, CJ, fucking, are you
Unplug the camera.
the slides off in it.
CJ?
This
Oh
slides off in it.
god.
No, basically the reason why I say that is that the reality is, yeah, whether we want to disguise it or deny it or not, yeah, I feel like with men, if given the choice, we'll go on a spree. If given the choice, there was no kind of
I think
there was
it
no
depends.
kind of
spree. What you would go
by that I mean is it
CJ
like if there was
said he
no
will.
I'm saying it like I mean it with jest, but I also mean it seriously as well. Like
So
I feel
if
like
you were given the chance to go on a spree,
is it like go
2
out?
weeks?
As in there
slamming.
would be no emotion involved. It
Yeah,
would just
no
literally be
emotion,
like
just
I'll be
slamming.
out,
Yeah.
pool party Dubai,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
conscience, no feeling.
party
Let you
Dubai.
could get, you could get, you
Man's
could get,
already
you
setting
could
up
get,
this-
you could get, you could get. That's how I
Is
live.
that not
Hey,
how
Whereas you,
hey,
and you,
is
whereas
that not how
I'm
it
the
is
only
in
one freeing
Dubai?
things, yeah.
Is that not how
No,
it is?
because I'm married. I'm out the game. Married,
Wait, please
married.
click that bit. You could get it.
Married.
You could get it. You could
Listen,
get it.
that's how I'll be
But
moving.
CJ,
Yeah. But
answer
that's
the
how I'll be
question
moving
then.
in another life. That's how I'll be moving. You and you. Whereas women,
But
on the
have
other
you
hand, women,
Okay, yeah.
there'll be that one don that they've got that emotional connection with, and that's it. That's it. It'll be that one guy at work,
Yeah.
or one guy from
Works,
I don't know, like
yeah.
a friend of a friend, whatever. It's like I've chosen you. That's it, bro. They ain't got
I
no
hear that
sprees.
Oh, I mean,
And that's the difference between
I
men and
have
women.
to. I have to say that I beg to differ.
All right.
I personally know women who are outside.
Oh,
Fully.
sorry.
Real.
They're fully outside. Yeah, several men a week. Sometimes they're with so many men, right? Get this. It's crazy.
Spree that.
I'm
Nah.
hearing stories about one night you're with one guy, the next night you're with a guy who happens to be the fucking flatmate of the guy that you were
Oh
with the
my
night
God.
before, and it's no fucking more than a coincidence.
Yeah.
You're just
Oh,
out
that
with so
happens.
many fucking people.
That's a minority.
Women are
though,
outside,
innit?
bro.
Would you not say that's a
It's
minority?
2023, bro. Women are outside.
You don't think that's a
They're doing
minority?
what they want, and it's not just about anymore the emotional attachment that I think you're focusing on.
Mm.
Women are having fun now because they've not been having fun for so long. Well, why
Mm,
shouldn't they? I'm not against it. I'm also not really for 2 week slamming sprees, bro. I've done that.
Yeah,
I've
it's
done
true.
it, and do you
Does
know
that
what?
ever-
The sex that I have is actually banging. So.
Mm.
If I want 2 weeks worth of good sex, which is what the aim would be out of that, you said, even if it is fucking emotionless, I've got that home already, bro.
Yeah, I hear that.
2
But,
weeks.
but don't forget as
2
well, we're still
weeks.
young, bro.
Wow.
Listen, Hugh, don't forget we're young as well, bro. There might come a time, and luckily, I don't think this will happen, but it's possible that when you get to your 50s or your 40s, you might think differently, and you might want that spree. You might want that 2 week spree. you
might want that
Am I wrong? You might get to a point where you're like, bro, shit, I've done every position under the sun. I've done everything. Fucking legs in the air. Do you know what I mean? Head in the air, arms in the air, swinging, jungles, everything. The whole shebang. The whole shebang. Do you know what I mean? You've done everything.
No, but Hugh said a key thing. He said he's done all the spree already. I feel like when you've got the spree out your system from young or from early, when you've gone through that time of your life, you don't search for that anymore because it's meaningless. You realise.
Does it ever fully go away though, bro?
Do you know
Does it ever fully go away?
Do you know what?
Once you've done the spree.
I still appreciate the beauty of women. Trust me, I do. That's not ever going to go away.
God bless women, man.
You can separate that from the sex because, like I said, I'm now in a loving relationship which offers me great sex. The thing is, I remember the days of the fucking 2 week sprees when it was not 2 weeks, it was like 6, 7 years.
Oh, right, okay, 6 years sprees, right? Sprees, yeah, for 6 years.
But let me tell you something about a spree, right? I actually perfected my own game where what suited me was I need a little build up of something, so I have to sort of, preferably anyway, know you a little bit. That really helped, because what would happen is the sprees involved randoms, and randoms was stiff shit sex, quite expensive, going to places and being like lost at 3 a.m, waking up and thinking, fucking hell, how the fuck where am I, and all this kind of thing. Plus half the time, bro, you know, because you don't know the person, sometimes the smell is wrong, sometimes your foot stank, your foot is black, and you're blonde, it's not adding up, right? All of this,
I hear that.
When you're most of the time involved in things like alcohol, mate, it's actually a mess.
It is a mess.
Being
Outside
single,
is a mess.
even. I'm sorry, bro.
Outside's a mess.
Bro,
No, I hear that.
It sounds like a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I do.
True.
No, do you know what I actually
that.
really like? And I think part of me actually has a bit of both of the tendency of the emotional attachment, because I've always said I love a conversation. I'm known in my circle of being a conversationist, right? That's my thing. So I think there is a rare quality where if you are networking, you're out and about, and you're talking to a woman, and there's a click, there's a spark. Again, it's completely harmless and platonic because I'm out the game, right?
But do you sometimes feel
But there's always that thing. What do you mean?
Like you say you're a networker, you're always talking, which is cool. Do you sometimes ever network with a woman and think, oh, there's a little spark here?
100%, bro. 100%. Always. I think that's. I don't know. That's never gonna leave me. That's gonna leave me. Now the only thing that becomes techie is if I then act on it, and it's you're actually crossing the mark now. But my missus knows that I talk to him. My missus knows I'm out and about talking to people. That's how I.
But does she know you might get a spark sometimes?
But that's human intuition. We're social animals as people. That's how we are. Like anyone who says they get a spark when they talk to someone that gives them a spark is a liar, right? Are you saying that you have a conversation, you don't get a spark from half the people, or
women? You mean?
Well, not all women, but is there not anyone that you've had a conversation with in the last 12 months? What? That's a woman. You can't answer the question. Look, he can't answer the question. He can't answer the question.
Sex with robots is a bit mad, though, isn't it?
Anyway, to prevent everything from anyone cheating or anyone going for porn, just do the robot thing, man. There's robots out there now.
No, let's go back to that though, because we started this on how men are using robots. Yeah. What about women using robots? Because the lifelike skin that you're using is now moldable into a sort of man as well.
Yeah,
right?
but bro, women have been using robots for the last 10, 15 years with the dildos. And now they've got the ones they stick on the wall and comes out of the wall and goes in and out. And but they've been using them for years, bro. Come on, robots have been around for women for years. This is the man them time.
Robots.
Huh?
Yeah,
but I'm talking like a full-on body, like, you know, replace.
What, like CJ they can touch their chest and
with just plastic.
That's true.
I'll be real. I said something in the group chat which was like, the reason why it becomes complex is because none of us want to see our other half or our partners basically with a robot walking on and just getting slammed up by a robot. No one wants to see that.
You don't.
And it's the same on the other. If the shoe was on the other foot, like they wouldn't want to see us like doggying a robot as well. So I think the only way this works, practically speaking, is if they're away on a trip, for example. And just like a pizza, you could do a takeaway and order, get the robot in, and then when you're done, fly it back out. Do you know what I mean? It's done. Or if someone's really creative, you create like a robot hub, which is a bit like a brothel, but it's just robots. and you're just there slamming up the robots, and then you pay, and then you come out.
I think the thing that we're really trying to get to here is like, because they're becoming more lifelike. Does this mean that we can replace people?
100%. Definitely.
No, man, because
you're
also
replacing your wife.
No, I'm not doing that. But I'm saying some people will do that.
No, bro, because sex is about communication and emotions.
You could do that with the
I think
robots soon.
You can't, bro. How are you gonna feel emotion with a robot?
Your streets behind, bro.
much.
That's gonna happen. Yeah, they're gonna become. You're slow.
I'm still behind on AI and all that. So.
Do you know about where we're going with AI? I don't think you man understand. You man aren't getting it.
CJ's really had his eyes opened recently.
Yeah, there's
been fucking hilarious.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, it's scary times ahead.
You know when you've been telling people something for a long time and they've been looking at you like you're crazy, and they realise it
now it's caught up.
Thank you.
Oh wait,
bro.
Wait. So you man telling me you can meet a robot? She's gonna clock what you like, the things you're into, and start like AI.
Oh my word!
And then start talking to you about.
That's literally what's gonna happen, bro. It's like Chat GPT. Like we're feeding it information.
Blade Runner 2.
No.
Okay, in that they've got holographic girlfriends, so you sort of buy a little like gadget like that, and then you put it down and just open it up, and it just goes.
That's
like there's your woman.
That's mad.
And you could edit her.
Yeah,
like she's really smart. She can have full-on conversations, and you basically will fall in love with her because she's that real.
And what you just said there, like you said, build the community. Bro, it's literally like that's AI. The more information you give it, the smarter it gets. Yeah. So it learns from what you're giving, what you're feeding it. But like literally, like a relationship.
I mean, eventually, we're moving to the place where we are obsolete. Right? We are not going to be needed. But that's what I'm sort of leaning towards here. So. Are we closed into a place where now, even if you are lonely as fuck, you don't actually need anyone? You can happily have a little relationship with a doll.
Well, put it this way. Yeah. Yes, we are. Because we are going to be usurped in terms of our place in the hierarchy. So you know how we treat pets, dogs, etc., cats? Robots, AI, that's how they're going to treat us. Maybe in like 10 years, max.
What do you mean?
Robots will be treating us like pets.
They're going to be the most advanced species in this world. AI, super
Have you
AI.
seen these calls by Elon Musk to slow down the sort of progress?
This is exactly why, bro. Like, it's all going to start with phase one is going to be, right, everyone's going to have a robot, let's say a robot cleaner, right? Because basically there's going to be this competition of, oh, yeah, I've got Tessa, who's the new cleaner. Check her out. She can do everything. You're having the dinner, you're having the gathering, and there's Tessa just walking around the kitchen, cleaning up, bringing the food from the microwave, from the oven. It's like, oh, Tessa's sick. A bit like Amazon, Alexa, right? Yeah. So that's how it's going to start, step one. And then obviously everyone's going to be like, I need a Tessa,
Are you
I need a
let
Tessa.
that thing in your home? That's what I want to know.
But due to demand and popularity, everyone's going to do it.
You're both sheep.
Yeah, I'm not a sheep. I ain't even got Alexa,
what do you
bro.
mean you're not a sheep?
What am I a sheep with?
Wow, don't get me started.
What? Tell me one thing. Oh, the most thing I've ever followed people with is Apple and iPhone. That's it. Otherwise, I'll be on a Samsung thing.
Drake.
Huh?
Drake.
How's that following Drake? I was on Drake before most man.
Oh, are you?
Early, room for improvement. Early.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not a sheep, bro, because I ain't even got Alexa. Yeah.
I mean, wait.
Huh?
No, I won't even say it. I won't even say it.
Alexa, innit?
All right. So you ain't gonna get a robot. So you're not
I don't need a robot. My life is fine without a robot, bro.
Okay. Remember you said this, bro. This.
But I don't think this is gonna be in our lifetime, like what you're talking about.
Oh my god, bro. You
don't think it's gonna be in our lifetime?
No, you lot talking about in 50.
Bro, no.
Do you know why I know that? Because I've seen some of these cleaning robots for a while now.
Yeah,
I've seen in New York they've got little police dog robots.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's just the start.
They are actually advancing quite quickly.
It's mad.
It's just about what we're willing to let into the home. So I see all these smart homes recently. That it's the new thing. You know, everyone's got a thing where you can lights on, lights off.
Yeah, but I love all that. I would have that.
Well, that's the start, bro. That's how it starts.
Eventually, you get a little the little Hoover guy.
I was looking into getting one of them.
There you go, bro. There you go.
I hate Hoover. That's a little solution.
And the next step is he's more sort of humanoid.
Yeah,
and he can hold a cup of tea.
Thank you, bro. He's awake. He's awake, bro.
That's been a thing. It's Asimov, mate. We've all been told about this, and we've been warned.
But people won't listen because that's what I'm saying. It's like there's obviously the money behind it, right? Then there's the demand, then there's the popularity, then there's the need to show off, right? That's how it's going to start, and it's going to be disguised and packaged. Oh, it's harmless. It's calm.
Yeah. But how does it take? Because right now it sounds like there are pets or animals. How does that turn around to what we become?
Because, well, there's I don't know if you're ready for that conversation, bro. Because ultimately, they are like 10 times, 20 times smarter than we are. Like, maybe not at this point. Now it's probably like maybe 5 times or whatever. I don't know the exact statistics, but they'll get to a point where they are streets ahead. Like, we can't, at the moment, we're giving the orders and we're dictating. But imagine they clock due to like the compounded intelligence of all the automation around the world, the country, the cities. It's like, well, hang on a second, we're smarter than you lot. Yeah.
So iRobot thing.
Yeah. That's
Basically.
That when I say iRobot, it makes it sound like it's a joke. But there's ways that
no, it's not. iRobot, if anyone doesn't know, is written by Isaac Asimov. He wrote the 3 laws of robotics, and those are laws that are still going to persist until we're all fucking the pets. Right? It's all been told. This is just us walking into the trap. But we do that because we want, solutions to these chores that we don't want to do, like hoovering, or we want to, have sex every day because we need robots.
It is an interesting point, though. This whole thing about having a partner that's a robot, that could be what the turning point is. That could be what swings it. Do you know what I mean? Because if we're suddenly saying, oh, actually, we're going to embrace a relationship with a robot, that is the quickest way to suddenly, it's like, oh, okay, we're letting these people in the yard.
And then also, does it mean that people that don't usually get a lot of attention from girls can get a girl?
Yeah,
literally.
I think
Do you get it?
Loneliness is a solution to loneliness.
Yeah,
for sure.
isolation.
So
You
like,
could
man,
just
them that
fuck,
ain't getting gal out there just gonna
Slam
clean.
it, yeah.
I mean,
Clean
look,
up.
honestly, there's
Facts, bro, facts.
there's something to be said for that. If you're, if you're lonely and you've got the money and you can't, for some reason, maybe a disability or something, I don't know, self-esteem or some kind of other issue, then buying a little doll could be the spur to make you feel confident again.
It'd be interesting to see who the first company will be. It'll be, I mean, it's going to be Musk, innit? But although he's very he's trying to rein in the robots and the automation. But I wonder who would be the first big brand to be like, these are our life-size dolls, go out, get them.
I mean, they're
out
what
you
already.
need.
They're out.
Yeah, I can imagine
Life-size dolls
but
have
they're not the
existed for a
proper
while.
ones yet. Who's gonna be the Apple?
It's not mainstream. It's not like you can collect it in a supermarket or high street.
CJ's ready.
No, not
Bro, you want that
it's,
like
not, it's not accessible. You
Man
still have
said,
to,
"Can I get one in Tesco?"
where would you order it
on
from?
the internet.
Really, like,
Mate, honestly, if you look up, this is what I'm saying. I've seen a couple of documentaries before where people have ordered crazy looking stuff. Like, it went from being like a torso of a man to men who are just buying full on different styles of women. Like, he's got like blonde ones, or he's got a little mixed race one.
Yeah. So here's a question: do you think they'll start selling that in like Argos, for example?
No,
it's a sex doll.
Argos don't
They
sell
don't
sex
sell
toys in
vibrators.
general.
No, okay, not so much the sex doll, but like the Tessa the cleaner, for example.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they got them
For
Hoovers.
sure.
everywhere.
For sure.
That's
coming.
That's mad.
Do you trust the justice system in this country?
Raw. Who threw
Who
that?
put that? Who threw that one in? You know.
Do
The
I
justice system.
I know where we're going with this. I know where we're going.
Yeah.
I like that.
Do I trust the justice?
No,
I know
don't
where
do
you're
that.
going.
Just answer the fucking question.
No,
You're
of course I
best to
don't.
answer
Of
this.
course I
You
don't.
don't
Of course I
trust
don't.
the justice system in this
Absolutely not.
country. Okay.
Are you
what about
joking?
In terms of what though? What do you mean?
Well, do you have faith that the way that this country's system is set up, that people will see justice?
No, I've seen bits of both though. Like, I feel like there's examples of there has been justice, and I feel like there's a lot of examples where there hasn't been. So I guess more no, to be fair.
No faith. So
Yeah.
where are you at on a scale?
Absolutely not.
You have no faith.
I
in the
have
justice
no
system?
faith in the justice.
Have you got
whatsoever.
any experience in the justice system?
I mean, I think it's not that deep, but there was that incident years ago where we were in the car crashed, we got arrested, had to spend time in a cell, even though we had nothing to do with it. We've told you this, man.
Oh, the AM.
Basically, after a GRM daily party, we got into a car crash because we was like speeding away from the incident because someone basically had a gun. And we're like, this is a bit long, let's get out of here. The driver was drunk.
Sorry, hold on a second. To anyone that has not heard this story before, that went left very quickly.
Well, you asked about the justice system.
Well, I asked because thought the answer was going to be no, right?
Well,
But
yeah. yeah,
you
so,
have got experience.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I do remember.
Yeah,
right?
it was
this is a wild story though.
Yeah, it's a wild story.
So you're saying you were arrested?
We were arrested. We did nothing wrong.
But they
whatsoever.
thought you was the.
But it matched the description of a gun, a shot went off, and basically 2 people were in a car or 3 people in a car and speeding away from the incident.
And that was what you were doing in a car, speeding away from the incident.
Yeah, well, but yeah, that's so
Why was
basically they
you
aligned it with
speeding
us
away?
because because we're just like, this is long. We don't want to be
Gunshots,
involved.
bro. People tend to run. Do you know what I mean?
That's
and then drive off.
But basically,
I'll
what
sit
no,
in
but
my
what
cars.
happened? No, but sorry, there's a key point. The driver that sped off, he crashed into a car in front of him. So, and he was drunk. And to this day, I don't really speak to him.
Is it?
Yeah, but that ruined the relationship.
Wait,
but
sorry.
Yeah.
Say that bit again.
He crashed into the car.
Who did?
The driver.
The driver of their car.
Yeah.
So it was me, Trax, and one of our boys who was driving the car.
And he was drunk.
And he was drunk.
Did he get
done
done for a drunk driver?
Yeah. I think I don't know what he basically.
he
we all
crashed the car.
He crashed the car. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So obviously the ambulance came. I had whiplash.
Wow.
And I was like, raw shit, yeah, hospital. I was like, not hospital, but I was just like, damn. And then the
But
ambulance
you
came.
can't get in trouble for that if you're a passenger.
What, for drunk
wait.
driving?
Not
No, but they're getting in trouble for the gun thing.
they associated us with the shots.
Okay, but is that not an example of the justice system actually working? Because they let you off and you were innocent.
I didn't want to spend 2 nights. It was one night, but I didn't like
can you
spending.
understand how when gunshots go off, 3 people go running from the crime scene
100%.
in the car that's crashed with a drunk driver? We've got to see what's going on.
It's not ideal, though, is it? It's not ideal.
It's not an ideal situation to put the public in either, really, is it? Drunk
yeah.
driving, you know, crashing whips.
But I guess my thing isn't necessarily just on that. So you asked the question, have I basically received or experienced any kind of incident? But my thing is actually, police are fucked, man. Like, I mean, what was it? A report came out the other day that this is the worst police force in history. Full of rapists, full of misogynistic police officers, sexism, racism, discrimination. It's disgusting.
All the sort of scum of the earth.
And they're supposed to be people patrolling our streets.
Yeah. But what I do want to do, right, is I need for balance, and I think logic says that where we were talking about women before, and you know, we can't generalize because everyone is different. There are good policemen.
Yeah, a needle in a haystack, bro.
I don't believe that.
No, I don't believe that.
I think so. I think so.
So what's the percentage you're saying? I
think
90% of police are corrupt and
40.
Okay.
40.
I mean, I don't actually have an issue with that number. I was just saying not everyone.
Not everyone.
If you're saying
just
just half and half, that's fine.
I think it's a lot. Yeah,
I think that's most police forces.
I think there's a culture.
I think you'd find that in like most walks of life. Though, half of these people are cool, and half of them actually are a bit of knobheads.
Yeah, I guess so. You said about the music scene as well. To be fair,
I mean, it's closely tied to the music scene. So let's move the conversation on to Noel Clarke. Who's been doing the podcast rounds at the minute.
I mean, what do you lot think of the way he's come about of it? Because I said in the group chat, I feel like he's tried to cover 3 different bases. Yeah, he done the Pound Sterling Winners Talking podcast, which is predominantly like man them. He's done the ZZ Mills podcast, which is a female audience, and then he's done the James English podcast, which is
has that come out yet?
Today.
It came out today.
So
he's done 3 full 2-hour length sort of podcasts.
So he's doing the runs, man. Doing press.
You
runs.
saw today's one.
I've seen all 3 of them.
I want to hear from you. You've seen all 3 now, so I need to hear what you.
I love
think
what
now.
he's done. He's taken control.
No, because I haven't seen that.
He's on you.
You know what the funny thing is? I don't have an issue with that, but for everybody else who isn't aware, just in case, this concerns the actor and director Noel Clarke, who sort of shot to mainstream fame, I'm going to say, with his film Kidulthood. He's since gone on to do a whole host of other things and is very successful in his field, but was accused of sexual harassment, bullying, and offences committed over a period of time that are alleged to have been 20 women
20 counts,
coming forward with these allegations of misconduct. It all came through really in this article in The Guardian, which is over a year ago now, maybe even close to 2 years ago actually. But what the police said at the time was that they were assessing a third-party report relating to claims of sexual offences committed by a male after allegations were made against the actor Noel Clarke. They didn't confirm the identity of him, but they did say that they'd received a third-party report.
Third-party report.
Okay, I've put the article on the screen. You can see exactly what's happened. If you don't know, I'll leave a link in the description box below in case this actually touches somebody. But let's talk. We've seen. Have you seen any of them?
Yeah, I've seen.
Which
all
one
of
did you
them.
watch?
I watched all.
So today's.
I haven't seen James English one, but I saw the ZZ one and I saw the Winners podcast.
Okay, let's cover the ZZ Mills conversation first, because I found it quite interesting. Not only that she did the interview, but the response has been quite mixed.
She got backlash.
She got a lot of stick for even giving him a platform. How did you feel about the fact that he was given a platform?
Bro, come on, you can't give ZZ Mills backlash. That's crazy, bro. Like, that's what her platform's for. A chance for people to speak. Do you get it? Like, what? It's like saying, why does someone go on Sky News, or why does someone go on in This Morning or whatever? Like, come on, man. She has nothing to do with it. She's asked the right questions. She grilled him. She tried to get all the answers out of him. I don't think she did anything wrong. That was just people trying.
Is that what you got from it?
What, that she did all that?
Yeah,
that's what.
And what about you? Were you
No.
feeling
I think we're being naive by saying that. I think, look, she's gone on a little bit of a hiatus where, from what I gather, she hasn't done an interview in a while.
No, she has.
What was the last one she did before this?
I can't remember, but she does look.
She had a little bit of a break because a lot of people said, "Oh, you haven't done one in a while."
Because she hasn't put one out on her channel.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
So I think there's a commercial angle here. Let's free it. Like, it's not just, oh yeah, I want to give you a platform. She knew the numbers were coming in, bro. Like,
bro,
let's be
that's
real.
what the platform's for, though.
100%. I'm not necessarily saying what she did was wrong, but just going on top of what you're saying, that it wasn't just, oh yeah, I want to give him a chance. No, there's a business, there's a commercial angle there as well. So I'll say that's the first thing I'll say. Well, there's nothing wrong with it, but that's part of why she did it. Secondly, in terms of like the way she conducted it, I thought she did okay. I didn't think there was anything wrong with her tone. I thought the questions were right. I thought she definitely. I like the fact that she started it by saying, when I've come across you or when we've met, I felt like you've been a bit cold.
Yeah.
Like there's a lack of warmth.
And I've heard that as well a lot.
I like that because I was like, okay, she's not going to bread it with him.
Did you get that impression that he's a bit cold?
I
always know the guy, bro. I don't know the guy.
Did you get that impression?
I had no idea, bro. All I see is someone cold. Do I get
what you're doing?
Do I get the impression that he's cold?
We don't know him. Do you know Noel Clarke?
No, but you've met him, bro. Can you tell us whether
Wait.
he's cold? Can you tell us, bro? I come with receipts. Put the picture on the screen now.
He's got with receipts.
No,
you tell us. He's bringing out picture on the screen. Yeah, we're gonna need to know now. We're gonna need to know, bro. How was that? How was he?
No.
No.
Listen, don't do that, right? Don't do that. You don't know him, right? Yeah. So what we're doing is we're judging really from what he's given us.
If you say, do I think he's cold from the interviews or just generally before the interviews?
Yeah.
Which one?
Either.
I've seen him from like, I grew up watching, obviously Kidulthood, we all grew up watching Kidulthood.
Yeah, but he's acting.
For me as an actor, I'm like, this guy is that guy. Like, he's a don. He went from actor to then producing to running his thing. He's a pillar of the community. That's how I saw him.
He's a pillar of the community.
Arguably a pillar of the black community because he's representing.
He's a successful black guy.
That's his. That was his.
Sorry, my definition of pillar of the community. A pillar is something that keeps up other things, right? It literally takes weight. It supports. It helps.
But he did help.
What has he done to support
Bro, his
the
whole
black
thing
community?
was that he basically had a whole production company where he was bringing black people through and he was bringing women through. That was his whole thing. This is what he said.
I never knew that until
I didn't know.
So you're taking that from the interviews,
bro. I'm taking this from what I've learned.
Interviews or what you know from
I'm taking this from what I've learned
about
him.
What he's saying in these interviews.
Yes, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Interviews with a
okay. So I agree with that. I don't know him.
Just to see what you're saying about this. Do you, before you'd watch these interviews, had you sort of known anything about what he had done for the community?
Not for the community. I
because
just
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I just thought he was a good actor. That was it.
This is a good actor who's gone clear.
Yeah.
And everything's gone wrong. And now he's back.
And there's a
And
possibility
now
that
he's
could be that.
mentioning
Yeah.
doing all this.
Well, there's
thing.
the thing is, if there's receipts of people
What
saying
did you
it,
do for the community?
yeah,
bro?
yeah. Well,
What?
that's a fair point. All I will say is,
But
like,
the one thing you
he
can
never
say-
gave interviews though. That's the whole thing. He even admits
Yeah.
he never gave any interviews, so we don't really know much about Noel Clarke.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've watched
fine.
like 4 hours of the guy.
Same,
right?
same. Yeah, same. That's all
No,
we
we
I've-
can't take
but
that
that's all
though,
I've-
because
but-
he's now cleaning up. So he's gonna say things to get in our minds.
Okay,
but
and he's an actor and he's good at doing
I'm
that, which is
listening.
what I'm
Yeah.
conscious of. But we don't have much to go off other than
Before
these
that.
interviews, because he didn't give interviews.
That's
he wasn't
his own
that guy.
problem, bro. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
listen, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, the only thing I can say that he did that was good was he always put on young, talented actors, and
That's
he
a pillar
put
of the
them on the
community.
big screen.
That's-
Yeah, and so if
yeah.
you mean in that way, I agree.
That's
then.
a pillar, bro.
He did
That's
do
a-
that
that's
because
a
there was
pillar.
bare actors that came through that we didn't hear of until Noel Clarke put them
Brother,
on Kid Out Hood and
look
Adult
at
Hood.
Femi,
Yeah,
Adam
no?
Deacon,
Yeah.
even though he's had his bipolar issues, all these
Yeah.
people, Amil,
I mean, yeah, a lot
all
of
of these
them.
people came through because of Noel.
Yeah.
So like that's a fact because they featured in both.
So
at
that's
least
how
the
we
first
knew
movie.
of him before.
But
it all went wrong.
let's stick to this now
Yeah.
in terms of the cases and the allegations.
Has he left these people behind since?
What Deacon and you know?
Well, I
what
don't know.
happened
These
with
people that
yeah.
he's supposed to have helped, it looks like he's really done his own thing. Bulletproof and him standing next to Ashley Waters is what I have in my memory recently.
Or the last one, yeah.
What did Ashley Waters say about this whole thing?
He
Ashley
dropped
Waters
him,
dropped
dropped
yeah.
him quickly.
He dropped him quickly.
Dropped him quickly. It was like,
Well, he's Ganu, bro. The bag's there, innit? Man's not trying to.
I don't know how I felt about that though, to be honest.
In what way, though?
Well, I think Noel actually conducted himself quite well in the
Yeah.
sense of when he got asked
Do you
about
think
Ashley
he
Waters,
should
he
have
was like,
stood
I love
by
him.
his friend? Is that what it is?
Well, it's a tricky one. If he was his boy, we don't really fully know what was going on behind the scenes. But if he's his boy, if you, man, either of you get heat, I'm not gonna come out and be like, nah, it's a disgrace. I've got nothing
No,
to do
you
with
would, bro.
Huh?
You would.
Huh? So you
Because
think
if
that's
man's
how I
got,
move?
if one of us has got 20
I'd
allegations,
I'd rather not say anything at all. You think I'm coming out and saying
20
you're
allegations,
ridiculous?
bro.
Now
You
I know
have
how
to.
you move, bro. If you're
What do you
saying that,
mean? No, but I'm saying,
bro,
if
I'm not
anyone-
saying nothing,
Yeah,
bro.
but if I
You
know
don't need
someone
to
and
say
they got
anything.
20 allegations, I'm thinking, are they alright?
No, but you don't. Yeah, but no, but
You
it's
get
different,
it?
bro.
Like,
It's different.
I
though.
thought I knew you
Bro,
in a different
no,
way,
but bro,
bro.
it's
Let me
different.
ask
The way-
you both something.
Ashley's comment was
I
mad,
didn't
bro.
see what he
He
said.
went in. I think he fully went in
He
on
just
him. He
made
was
a
like,
little
it's a
statement on Twitter, basically.
yeah,
didn't
bro, it was mad. I was
What
like,
did he
I was
say?
like, I was like,
No, I wouldn't.
But
start
it was
going in
scary.
on that.
Yeah, it was scary though. The way he dropped it, I was like, what?
But do you think he should have stood by him then?
I don't necessarily think he should have stood by him if he genuinely thought the allegations were true. But I'm like, I'd rather he didn't say anything at all,
No,
bro.
but you know what it is in them situations, Siege? You got your PR company saying if you don't say something, you're the last person who worked with my man. If you don't say something, all these other corporations are dropping you next because of your association.
That's mad.
Of course, you've seen it, bro. Look at people standing next to Wiley, like, and that's just of that. Imagine
That's
the allegations Noel Clarke's got. You're gonna have to detach yourself in any way you can, as fast as possible.
But
And it's a shame, but he probably had to.
What's Ashley Waters done since then?
He's actually directing a new film at the moment.
Yeah.
I think.
Fine.
He's directing.
Yeah, the people have
Bro,
been saying that the timing of these podcasts has got sort of, or is going to have potentially an impact on Noel. What's his name? Adam Deacon's
Yeah.
upcoming
movie.
project. Yeah. And that he is potentially doing this to sort of get back at Adam because there is a previous history there, and he was bringing it up quite a lot to the point where, to me, it felt like.
Like, was he bringing it up or the interview?
Well, no, it is a revelation what they were saying
100%.
because
yeah.
Adam has not been behaving properly.
Yeah.
He's been in court. He's been actually charged and through the
For
court
harassment,
system
yeah.
for what's happened, right?
Yeah.
Well, my thing was, I found it interesting that seemed to be the focus of the attention of the conversations and not really the 20
Yeah, that was his
women.
biggest trigger, I think, like the Adam Deacon
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
He got triggered by that.
Well, I can understand why you would get triggered by it if what he said was true, right? But my thing is, that does not excuse or answer for the 20 women who have accused you of doing X, Y, Z. And what basically he seemed to sum it up with to me was like a random comment about someone's bum, which to me was just embarrassing because it's not about that, clearly. 20 different women are not making a complaint about one comment. There's obviously at least one or two good characters out of those women that have brought his character into question.
Yeah.
And the fact that he hasn't been arrested or charged with a crime doesn't mean anything to me.
But that was my problem. Like when he said, big up Pound Sterling first of all as well, and their podcast, because they asked some really good questions. And they kept me engaged all the way through. And I feel like he really put it on Noel Clark. Do you know what I mean? But when Noel mentioned that he hadn't been questioned by police, that blew my mind, bro. Because I'm thinking like, this uproar 2 years ago, why did nothing lead from that? Like, what happened then next? Just cancellation and that's it, just done. Like, no, like let's move forward and try and prevent this situation. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
do you get it?
What situation? What do you mean?
Like the 20 allegations, bro. What? So it's just in thin air. Like, man, just get cancelled.
Yeah,
and nothing leads up to that.
I've got to say, like, the big, like, noise and like the madness that came out as a result of what happened, I thought, right, he's going down, he's going to do time. So even admittedly, when I heard that there were no charges and there was no even police inquiry, I was a bit like, this is mad. However, one thing I will say is, as I did deep it, I spoke to Mrs. Bell, I was like, what do you think as a woman? Like, she fully wasn't convinced, but she obviously was surprised that there were no police charges. Like, she was very surprised. But I think ultimately it doesn't excuse the fact that you're a grown man and you've got 20 women who have come out and said X, Y, and Z about you. For me, that's an L. Like, no matter how much you sugarcoat it, like, you're a creep. Like, that. The reality is you're a creep. You might not be guilty of any actual crime, technical crime, but you are a creep. There should not be. I do not want 20 women coming out putting dirt on my name. Like, that's, for me, you've got to have a look at yourself. And admittedly, he said that he's had to have a look at himself. He did take ownership. He took accountability.
No, he didn't.
He did, bro. He took accountability.
He did on certain bits.
See the therapist.
No, sorry, he didn't at all.
He said he see the therapist, bro.
The whole thing.
Yeah, but that's, he can say that,
the
bro.
whole thing is what I would call an episode or a lesson even in victimization. That's what it was.
Go on, say more.
He's learned to turn. He's a very smart guy.
He is quite
He's
smart.
a very talented actor, and he's got a lot of very fucking gullible people wrapped around his finger with these podcasts. I'll tell you that.
So what would you have seen for you to have been convinced?
Listen, man. Listen. Let me tell you something. Right? Have you ever had a woman say something about you?
In what sense?
About your behaviour, about how you've touched her, talked to her.
Thankfully,
never.
not, bro.
Like,
That's
stood up to her or anything like that. Have you ever had a woman?
No,
talk
man's
to you
respectful man, then, bro.
Okay,
bro,
now let me get
clean.
Count to 20 with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
It's mad.
6, 7.
It is
It's a
mad.
lot of fucking
It's
people,
a lot,
bro.
That's why I say he's a creep.
No, but
bro.
you can tell he's got them tendencies. He admits it, bro. He says, I say things to women sometimes, which is out of line.
That's not ownership, right? That's not ownership. It's sort of deflecting, and it's sort of making this thing seem like it's banter, or that you're some old school don and you don't know any better.
That's what he was trying to do.
He's very, very smart, so he's been very careful with his words. But if you really dig deep, there's a lot of avoiding the real questions. To me, there was a lack of real asking the real questions. That's the truth.
Pound Sterling done his thing.
Okay, maybe more so than the others.
Yeah, than
the
that
James English podcast, bro. It was a fucking monologue. He spoke for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Where James gets about 3 words in edgeways.
Wow, yeah.
And to me, it's like when you can direct the conversation like that, it becomes like a PR exercise. It's not even a conversation, bro.
Yeah.
I do sort of
I do
tell me that you're innocent and a victim of fucking how hard it is. Listen, bro, you're a very fucking successful black guy who's made it in a world that you say, right, is built to stop people like you getting through, except you got through. What we're either doing here is we're in danger, actually, of ignoring 20 pleas for help. And bear in mind that the vast majority of sexual assaults go unpunished with no jail time. In fact, 1,000 out of 1,000 sexual assaults, 995 perpetrators walk free.
Yep.
That's mad.
That's a joke. So it's a joke to the point where women are probably, like you two were 5 minutes ago, telling me you don't trust the system. Yeah?
Exactly.
Why am I going to them? So that I can be shamed by people online who call my character into question. What Zizi Mills need to do is get the fucking victims on. We want to interview victims.
That would
I would have loved
a
that.
victim. I want to hear the story, because what we can't do is lynch the guy on what is an allegation which hasn't been backed up. We would like to know more. But I tell you what, bro, 20 women.
It's mad,
I'm more
bro.
inclined to believe 20 people.
But we
than
don't.
One
The problem is,
who appears to be a complete fucking control freak, and who did say on the podcast, "I'm better than everyone."
Yeah.
And then in the same sentence, was saying,
narcissism.
I don't think anyone is like. He's very fucking confused about what he was trying to project. The plan is there, but it didn't come out perfectly for me.
I hear it. The thing is, when you look at the comments, you look at everything. I said it to you in the group chat. I think the tide is turning a little bit in terms of people are starting to think, oh, actually, there isn't much smoke here. There's not much fire. You know, they say there's no smoke without fire, but where's the fire? I would say that 20 women is mad. I'd like to know who those 20 women are, but either way, 20 women is mad.
Well, we saw some of his co-stars came out and, you know, I'll put the tweets up.
The other
said
thing,
some pretty wild stuff about what he was like.
Yeah, the other thing is as well, I don't think Noel Clarke, well, I know he's not the only guy out there that moves in the way Noel Clarke does. And this is the thing about 21st century, 2023 society that we live in. That is how a lot of guys move. Like, it's a very... especially over the age of maybe 30 plus, 35 plus, maybe 40, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, like even said it, like back in the day, it was a thing where you would chirp girls, right? It's like you on road, we didn't have TikTok, so we didn't have,
say what?
Not TikTok, what's it called again? Tinder, Bumble, you didn't have apps, right? So it was like the whole decorum was different. And I actually felt that. When he said that, I was like, you know what? I actually feel that. Like, there's definitely an age range of people who that's the only way they know how to speak to women. Whether it's right or wrong is a whole different question.
Yeah, I think we're dealing with something again here. That's a classic example of how he's got you wrapped up.
But you don't think that's facts, though?
Because it's not that it's not fact. Much like the Adam Deacon story isn't fact. I'm not saying that. It's a terrible story. I think Adam should be ashamed of his behaviour. But we don't know what led to that sort of episode. Did he feel pushed into a corner? Did he feel like that relationship had gone south? That's irrelevant to me. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these 20 allegations against you, bro. That's what I want to focus on. Yeah. Not any sort of victimization about how the acting world is treating you. I want to deal with this because you've been accused of some quite sort of rank shit.
But he's done out here. Like, we know his career's over, bro. Like, I don't know what we want to focus on.
Is it, though?
Bro, he's done out here.
I'll bring up a tweet here. I've got a journalist who has been offered money by part of Noel Clarke's team to go to lunch with Noel with the view to doing an interview. He's turned that down because he doesn't want to be involved, doesn't want to give Noel a platform. But he has tweeted about it since the ZZ interview where she has gone for lunch with him.
That's interesting.
Right? A lot of stuff happens behind the scenes that some people aren't going to know about. I can see through a lot of the bullshit. So what I'm trying to say, this is a concerted effort on his to either have an impact on Adam's thing or to reignite his own career. I know for a start that he's been invited to a couple of events recently where he hasn't for a while. And people have been sort of warming to him. So there is a thing where there is potentially a pathway back in, much like there is for Mason Greenwood, which is something we've got to touch.
Can I play devil's advocate, please, bro?
Shoot, man.
Can you tell me why? I'm just playing devil's advocate. No one shoot me down. Why did the 20 women go to the BAFTA Awards a week before he won his Lifetime Achievement BAFTA Award rather than going to the police, which is why there's no follow-up on police work? Why did they go to the BAFTA Awards rather than go to the police? I'm confused with that.
I don't think that is why there is no police involvement.
But why did they do that? Like, what's the correlation? Why did you go to the BAFTA Awards? I'm confused.
I mean, I don't know, but it's in the workplace, I would presume, isn't it?
It's got nothing to do with BAFTA Awards, bro. He's about to get the Lifetime Achievement Award. Before he wins that, they call up saying, I don't think you should give him this award. No. Allegedly, because...
This is what I'm saying. It's in the workplace. It's a bit like, let's say, for example, this was you. Or this
at
was
a video shoot.
This was happening
They're not
to
calling
you.
the MOBO Awards, bro, before I get a MOBO award.
That's mad.
Do you get it?
I don't know, man. If, let's say, 20 people that you come into contact with have an issue with you and you're lined up to do an award thing... If any of those people are connected with any of those, and they will be, because BAFTA is literally just actors, then they probably will.
These
have
are
a
serious allegations, man. We need to go to the police. Like, I'm saying, like,
they did go to the police.
Did they? I thought the whole thing was that they didn't.
Well, that's what the article says in the Guardian, that they've gone to the police and the police decided that they can't go forward.
Oh, is that what happened? I thought the whole thing was they didn't go to the police.
There's a lot of assumptions on that argument. Right? I'll give you an example. Is that some victims can just decline an interview with the police. They don't want to be involved with the police. That's one of the first things.
Oh, they want to be involved with the BAFTA though.
It's mad.
No, but that's the thing. It's like you're again assuming that they've all gone to the BAFTAs.
I don't know much, bro. He came with receipts. I'm saying like everyone come with receipts, innit?
What are the receipts that you've got? What are the receipts that you're just?
He said, "What do you mean?" From him telling us they went to the BAFTA awards. The BAFTA took away his award and done all of that stuff before he got the award, bro, because of these allegations.
No, he got the BAFTA award.
So what do you mean?
This is not about whether or not you get a fucking award or whether or not this is actually you've been charged. There are 20 women who've made the accusations. Now, you've got one of two arguments, right? This is what I'm saying. You've got two sides of the fence that you can sit on with this thing. You either believe that these 20 women have some kind of fucking claim to make against him, or you believe that those 20 women are part of a coup against a black man.
No, that's
to bring a black man down.
I don't like that.
That's what you're saying.
No,
it's one or the other.
No.
Well, which one is it?
He did try and play that card, which I didn't like.
I
didn't like that. What he kept saying is the black, like that for me was like him really playing the actor role, where it's like, I'm gonna get in these people's heads. I definitely felt like there was an agenda of what he was doing when he was trying to say that.
The agenda is
from him.
You're on ZZ Mills.
He was
trying. I'm taking everything with a massive pinch of salt, bro. I'm sorry.
So
I don't know what's actually happened. I don't know these people from Adam, but from the 4 hours or so that I've watched, there are so many questionable pieces.
There's a lot. There's holes. Yeah, there's
so many red flags in the way that he's approached it.
My thing is, I definitely feel like a lot of what he was saying was clearly like it was milked and it was exaggerated. I definitely felt that. I did also feel, you know what? I feel a bit sorry for him because I was like, there's this guy who basically he is a creep and he's got this dirt on his name, and maybe there are people out there. In fact, there are definitely people out there who are doing exactly the same as what he's doing that have got away with it. Whether that's right or wrong is a whole other conversation. But that happens. Do I want to see him act in a movie again? Do I want to see him in another big project? Personally, it's the same with Mason Greenwood. I don't really feel right about seeing Mason Greenwood in the United shirt. Same way I don't feel right about seeing Noel Clarke in another big film project. I won't be able to look at him the same way. I just won't. And whether Percy it's tough.
I don't feel sorry for him, bro.
I feel sorry for him because I think he does need help, man. I think he does need help.
He's got money, bro. Go get help then. Like for me, I don't feel sorry for him because you know
help,
what he's
bro.
doing going on these podcasts. He's trying to clean up the mess, yeah. But the whole thing with what I was trying to debate was, I don't understand. The story's not adding up too much for me. Like, I like that he came with receipts, the Adam Deacon thing. I like that he was making a few things more clear, but things aren't adding up for me. Like, do you get me? The whole story.
There's holes in everything.
What is it about the story that's not adding up for you? Is it the fact that he's been cancelled off allegations? Is that what it is?
That's
a big part of it.
And even for me, I still feel like that's a bit annoying as well.
Is it because he's literally not been charged with a crime that you have an issue?
Yeah, but so quick the cancellation is. Do you get it?
Okay, so my thing isn't just that. My thing is not that he hasn't been charged. I think we've actually established that a lot of women won't necessarily go to police for several reasons, right? Distrust, right? Don't trust the justice system. Although you would think out of 20, maybe one. But anyway, we get that. My thing is, when his shows got ripped off air, like even shows that have got nothing, this was even before he'd filmed, even before the allegations, got taken off.
Yeah, they said
taken off. No more sign of Noel Clarke. I'm like, raw ting. That is,
I mean,
full.
What you're saying is not true.
Huh?
It's not true.
I swear it all got taken down.
Kidulthood is available to buy on Apple, Amazon, Google, and fucking every other store that you can imagine. Look it up now.
Not
I've already looked it
Kidulthood.
up.
I mean, the series that he was on. What was it?
Bulletproof.
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 Yeah, it got cancelled.
Yeah.
Yes, because people don't want to be associated with a fucking wrong'un. Don't you get that? This is what I'm saying, bro. Just because you think that the guy needs to be charged with a crime for you to feel like the cancellation is justified does not mean that this is not a justified movement from the workplace
to be fair, he's still
to
there.
look after those people. Bro, he's not gone anywhere.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question, right? So you know, like the whole thing that's going on with Ryan Giggs. Yeah, you know he's going to get cancelled. He's more or less is
Ryan Giggs.
Yeah, where he's got the case against him for being like.
Oh, he's been
his wife.
battering people.
Battering his
Bro,
wife.
I haven't been keeping up. I cut Ryan Giggs off when I found out he was sleeping with
his brother. Yeah,
sisters
but
for
the
10
charges
years or
against him, his ex, basically, I think it's his ex-wife. I can't remember the ex-wife.
Is that
but
his
anyway,
brother's
No. This is
Oh,
like
it's a new
the
one.
new thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're apparently beating her up. Sadly,
Wow.
like
United
physical
legends beating up the
United
wives.
legends. Well, it's a
God.
sad story because he's a United legend. So now it's like that's the next problem that United have got to deal with because
Lots
he's
of those.
such an integral part of the legacy of United. We're gonna probably have to start like you look
Deleting
at
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
like but it's true though. It's
Cancel
true.
him.
It's true. But the trial has been.
Are you all about this cancelling life? I thought you were anti-cancellation.
Bro, I hate cancellation, and I'm like, it's really interesting to see what. All I want is consistency. So I'm like, if you're gonna do what you're doing to No Clark, Ryan Giggs should therefore also be erased in terms of it. Okay, yeah, he should because also that is a charge.
I mean, he is going to face criminal punishment, though, right?
He's been charged.
He's been charged.
It's been delayed. The trial took place last year. I think it's going to take place again. It got basically, what's the word, when they kind of reschedule it this summer, I think. So, yeah. But it's there's no foregone conclusion, but it looks sticky. It looks very sticky.
Yeah. I mean,
so,
battering your missus will do that, do you know what I mean?
so
To the
then-
situation.
Yeah, you can't be doing that, bro.
I think that's the point a lot of people make. Like, if Noel Clarke was in that scenario, I think a lot of people will hold their hands up and say, fair enough, there's a trial, you're done, right?
Oh, of course, bro.
But I think the problem is there's that grey area because
But you
he's
have
a
to
20.
listen as well to
has
women
it.
at all times,
Of
bro.
course you do. Of course
And
you do.
I'm listening to them allegations. I'm hearing you, but
But you're
please
not
go to the
You're not
police.
believing them.
But you can't
No,
fully listen.
I-
We don't know what the allegations of each 20 were.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
the
we've heard.
stories are-
We've heard some of them. We've heard some of them.
Oh,
Well,
actually, we
he
do know
said
one
she's
of
got a
them.
nice bum, innit?
No, the
No,
other one where
no,
he got
no,
someone
no,
into
no,
a room
no,
and
this
said
is what I
strip
mean.
naked.
Oh, the casting.
Yeah, strip
But
naked.
then someone came out who does the casting with him and said that's not true. He just wouldn't do that with me. But so I don't know who to believe, man. And I don't really care, man.
Again, we're back to the simple question of: do you believe that 20 evil, manipulative women conspired to bring a good brother down, or do you believe that Noel Clarke is a wrong 'un? It's
I
one or the
do.
other.
He's a
He's
wrong 'un,
definitely.
bro. He's a wrong 'un, man. He's a wrong 'un.
left field, bro.
He's a wrong 'un,
Left
bro.
field.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's
Bro,
not like
It's
me,
interesting
bro.
you say that because he called himself a weirdo on that thing, on that podcast.
He's a
He
wrong
was
'un.
admitting to a lot
Bro,
of things
do you-
deep
All
down
right,
in that
tell me.
interview.
All right,
Without actually,
Yeah, without
sort of
actually
saying-
going the furthest.
do you man not
is-
know wrong 'uns? Be real.
So
No.
actually,
I know wrong 'uns, bro.
like that?
you
Like
know
him.
wrong 'uns.
Is it not? I know
Sorry,
wrong
bro,
'uns,
I don't
bro.
keep wrong 'uns in my
I know
circle.
wrong
What the
'uns.
fuck?
I
I
know
don't know
wrong.
any wrong 'uns.
There's people that I'm like, you're wrong 'un.
Oh.
Like people that I've worked with, like you are wrong 'un.
What sort of
As in,
wrongness are we
as in
talking
people
about?
that I could definitely see doing what Noel Clarke does. Just a
Oh,
bit
right.
too crossing the line, slap on the bum.
No,
do you know what I mean?
No, it's more than that, bro.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Some of the accusations include hiring to fuck so that they can fire, right? Or so that he can fire blonde actresses, naked filming sessions,
Yes.
inappropriate touching during sex scenes, a whole bunch of stuff which he's trying to pass off as banter, which honestly we don't know what those conversations really entail, and we're just taking his word for it now. I'm sorry, bro, but there's some real unanswered questions that have been left by just the fact that he's appeared again.
Yeah.
Also,
Bro, if you were smart,
yeah,
I'd forgotten, right?
yeah,
I'd not forgiven.
yeah. But you'd forgotten.
I had forgotten.
Same.
And, you know, I get it. If he is trying to speak his truth and he really does feel like that he's been done wrong, I do understand. But at the same time, it's not looking good, bruv.
He's a wrong 'un. He is a wrong un.
You're sounding real sure now.
No, he is. I've said he's a wrong 'un, but I'm just saying that there's a lot
You
of
know
wrong
a few
uns
of
in
them.
society.
So he's
lads.
saying I know a few of them.
I
like,
know wrong uns in
no.
society, and thankfully I'm
Jeez.
blessed. I don't move like that, but I've got respect for women. Women
Yeah,
like
yeah.
me like that, but
Just a
there's
quick
wrong
one.
uns who are like moving how Noel Clarke is.
Yeah.
The problem with Noel Clarke is that when you're in Noel Clarke's position, it's you can't get away with doing what you're doing, and he's an idiot. He's an absolute
I
idiot.
think that's part of the problem.
He thinks he can.
For a while, he probably could.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like you were saying before, he really was that guy, man. There
Mm.
were so many people. All three of us really, at some stage, have to have looked up to him and seen, like, wow, he's really doing bits. He's opening doors. But actually, what I got from the interviews was that he was opening doors for himself.
Yeah.
He wasn't involving anybody else in his life whatsoever, because actually, he didn't give a shit about anybody else.
Yeah.
He felt like he was better than everybody else.
He opened and
And
closed. Yeah.
he was doing what I would call, well, what he said, but I would call weird stuff, slightly weird, of like pinning people's faces up on your bedroom wall and sort of aiming for that person as the next person that you're going to meet and then take over. And what he would do is just sort of throw away that person once he'd met them because he felt like he was surpassing them or was better than them.
Narcissism.
And that
He's
is
a
like
proper
a definition of
yeah,
that,
he's a
right?
proper
You can see
narcissist.
it.
So, you know, as much as there's so much to sort of praise him for, I'm just baffled as to how people are feeling like he's the person that they want to be given the platform to without us having had those questions answered. If he'd gone on and said, right, this is what they said about me, this is what I did, and this is what I didn't, I could actually start to hear.
Yeah, he said there's a lawsuit going on, innit? So he can't really.
So
talk about
more
it.
to the point, then, why the fuck are you on ZZ
Yeah,
Mills?
That's
I did think that. The timing's a bit.
It's not adding up, bro.
Yeah, at least wait for the lawsuit
To be done.
to die down.
Look,
do you know what I
whatever
mean?
happens, right, there will be more that comes out with this.
Yeah.
'cause
Oh,
there
for
always
sure,
is, right?
for sure. I look forward to
And
it.
one thing I will say, not in his favour, but just again for a little bit of balance, is like the stuff that came out about Adam Deacon was surprising, but also, you know, wildly shocking and not acceptable. Obviously, I'm also baffled as to how he's just sort of. It's
Still.
almost like he's some sort of patient that these people have taken in.
I wasn't
and
that surprised, bro.
Reignited a career
Yeah,
when actually, mate, he sounds like he's a fucking wrong one as well.
I don't know why.
Whether or not you've got mental health issues is not an excuse to be
Yeah.
fucking putting kids up online, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That was
that
mad.
is cancelable.
Yeah, he's.
Or
I
at
don't know
least
how
it
he's.
should be.
I don't know how he's still managing to thrive. To be honest, that's crazy. But I guess it's the bipolar card, right? It's I've got bipolar, so I wasn't really myself. Which
Well, look,
he
I
must
mean,
have played that card.
Yeah, you know, in all seriousness, again, we don't know what actually happened between the two of them, but
But you don't put someone's kids up, though.
no, I'm not. Of course, but you know what we were saying before is like, you know, how did this really start? And that naming of the film, because Adam Deacon did a film himself
Anotherhood.
called Anotherhood.
Yeah, I saw that.
Where, listen, bro, imagine if Trax starts a podcast called Five the People.
Yeah, that's mad.
That's our equivalent.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, bro, what are you doing?
yeah. It's cheeky.
Like, don't do that.
It's taking the piss,
Yeah.
essentially.
So he's made that film with
Yeah.
that name, and he's obviously felt like, no, that's not going to run.
Which
And
is
from
fair
that
enough.
moment, we don't know what's actually
I
happening.
think he's just locked him off from there. Like any kind of time he's gonna try and help him, he's not gonna now.
I
From
thought I thought that story added up. I
Well,
felt.
yeah.
I think that added
but
up.
he sort
Yeah.
of revealed something
Yeah.
there, because he was saying, I never cockblocked his career, but also saying, if it was my project, he wasn't working on it.
So he did.
That's
cop
the
the-
indirectly,
definition of
yeah,
like closing
yeah.
the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing's a mess, man, and it's quite sad to
Yes.
see it with someone, look, from the black community. But in all honesty, bro, I don't see him as part of the community. I
you
see
not-
him
yeah.
as a loner.
He
a
went
lone
and-
wolf who
yeah.
went on his own way and made an incredible a success of himself, has come a cropper, and now is doing a sort of
360.
Ed Sheeran thing.
Yeah.
Where he like pops back into grime every now and then for a bit of authenticity. And I'm sorry, ironic, you're not going to like that, yeah, because it's probably your mate, but that's what they do, bro.
Who's my mate? Ed Sheeran.
A lot of people in
No, he's
music,
not
they
my mate.
make their name in fucking the dirt, yeah, the gutter.
Yeah.
They're only coming back when it fucking flops.
That's a
yeah?
fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of them
fact.
do that,
That is
bro.
a fact.
That's what I see here, man.
Yeah.
That's what I see
I hear
here.
that, bro. Like,
Yeah,
as
that's
he was
yeah.
cleaning. He was trying to clean up everything, and you can see in the interviews that he does come across like he's got narcissism in him, or narcissist traits. Do you get me? So I don't want it to sound like I'm on his side, because I wasn't. But there's certain things I need answers as well, and I hope that it comes out eventually. Some of these things that I want answers.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how long it takes, things just
come out.
have a habit of just the truth will show itself. And, you know, Adam Deacon will be finding some of that now with the backlash that he's going to get after all the support that he got.
Yeah.
Can I ask you one last question before we end this topic? Yeah. Say you were single now. After the whole no thing, would you approach women differently in terms of like chirping?
No.
Like, say, so can you go up to a woman and just say, you look really like beautiful today?
Well, this is the point.
you allowed to?
Bro, this is the point I've been making. This is how I started this. My point on this topic.
Yeah.
That era, sadly, is gone. Like, we are in trouble because we can't. The way we used to approach women, the way we used to think, okay, I'm gonna show chivalry, and direct and like be proactive. You just got to be a bit more cautious. But personally, I think like there's a thing that I read a long time ago, and please remember this. Yeah, if a woman fancies you and thinks you're good looking, you could say exactly the same thing, and get love, compared to someone who she doesn't fancy, doesn't think is good looking, who says exactly the same thing, and she says he's a creep, and she says he's harassing her.
That's true too.
Right, that is a big fact, and you lot need to remember. No, that's a fact, bro. Bro, that's a fact. Like, I saw it 2 years ago. I was like, that sums up the state of affairs right now.
I mean, I just question, like, why are you going up to random people and telling them that they're beautiful? Do you know what I mean?
No, but that's what used to happen back in the day. Like, if you saw a girl,
is that how you're moving to girls? Telling
but some girls like. Is
that how you like it?
Hugh,
no, but I'm saying,
Hugh, let's free it for the pod.
What? So people don't chirp people.
This is what I'm trying to say.
I'm just telling you, that's a weak line.
Oh no! Oh, what if I was single? What were you saying? I'll be like,
actually beautiful.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, you're so beautiful. Because I hear that every fucking day from every dweeb.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, oh, what's your name? Like.
No, you're no, bro. You're moving like no.
I said no.
You're moving
What's
like
her name?
no.
What's
your name?
What's her name?
What's she gonna give you real government just like that?
Wait, did I saw one clip the other day of DJ Khaled hugging Thames? But I liked the way he moved. Like before he hugged her, he said, "Can I hug you?"
Because
I feel like that's how man them should be moving.
But that's 2023. That's how man them moving. But I'm saying like
again, that's maybe if you don't know someone totally, right?
You just wouldn't hug.
No, as in there's some people that are, or some situations where I think it's formal enough for you to have to ask if you're going to do anything.
Definitely on the red carpet with cameras.
Oh, like
But I can tell you now.
Don't forget, like the whole world is watching when he's doing that.
Exactly. But lads, can I say one thing on this point as well, quickly? Yeah. Some women still want and miss the whole direct cheeky chappy. Oh, hey love. Oh yeah, morning love.
Oh, that's how you get things done. Like, that's how you get stuff done.
Yeah, but we're saying that we're moving away from that world, though.
No, I'm not. I don't deny that, but I'm saying that I'm who I am.
Yeah, you're. So you haven't changed. Well, obviously you have changed, but
I know. But I was never. I was never disrespectful. Do you know what I mean?
Never.
And this is the key, bro.
Key.
You've hit the nail on the head. It's not just about. It's about respect, right? Bro. It's about respect. But not everyone gets that line right. Not everyone gets that tone right.
There's always that one person who says the mad.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh God, why
I think every friendship group has that one person.
It's a wrong one. It's a wrong one.
I was not that person.
I was not that
but we're blessed though, right? Yeah. Some people don't understand the balance. It's mad.
Tracksuit.